Hey guys, it's your girl Lizzie Ayo, forever keeping it a bando with Hype Magazine. And on today, we have a very special guest by the name of Joe Torrey. Hey, how are you doing today?
Fine, I'm fine. How you doing? Thanks for asking.
Oh, no problem. I'm doing good. So can you tell everyone, which if they don't know, can you tell them who you are and what it is that you do?
Oh, well, I'm a comedian, actor, producer, writer, director. Been doing entertainment for the last 34, 35 years, maybe. I don't know, something like that. And, hey, my work is all over the internet, from movies to TV shows to animation to, to the new stuff that's coming now. So, hey, that's it. But people, really love me and know me from some of their famous movies: Poetic Justice, Chicago, Sprung, where I played Clyde, and Tales of the Hood, one of the most iconic, should I say, black, excellent horror movies of all time.
Yes. So, how was your upbringing in St. Louis, particularly attending Solden High, and how did it influence your comedy?
Well, so then with the year that I was there, because I came in at a time where they're trying to segregate schools, so they had a deseg program going on. So, but it was cool though because it was a very tough school. I mean, one of the toughest. It was called, it was like so rough, so tough, so damn. That's what it used to be called. But I got bussed over to Southwest, which was over on the South Side, which is predominantly white, and they sent some of the white kids over there, and that was a big part of who I am right now because I don't know, I may have ended up dead and shot or beat up. So then, and the path that I chose, but I also started wrestling too. I wrestled at Sodan, so that one year there prepared me probably for the rest of my life because some of those tools I use now in the form of preparing, discipline, and having gratitude for where I am.
Right. So, you was a military brat. How
Yeah,
was that, and did that help influence anything in your career?
yeah, being a military brat, and then and also having a mother that was a teacher, so education and discipline was very, very, very enforced in our family. So that's a big reason for who I am because you had to, hey, you didn't learn, you got beat. You got whooping, or you got a punishment, or you got a chore taken away, or something happened until you got results. And it's yeah, that shaped me as far as who I am today, as far as when I'm following through with projects, or starting another one, or succeeding in different avenues of life. All those are great foundations I have: discipline and education.
That's right. Can you share a standout memory from working with iconic figures like Tupac and Janet Jackson on
Oh
your various
yeah,
projects?
yeah. I mean, yeah, that was I was the only comedian. So on when I did the movie, they were been acting. Regina King, Janet Jackson, Tupac Shakur had been acting since they were probably like 12. um, you know, performing arts schools and stuff like that. I've been acting in my mind, wanting to be there like that. So I kind of gave them a few jokes, and tips, and they gave me tips in acting, or I kind of just watched and sat and how they different, you know, um, differentiated themselves in each scene. So it was kind of like I'm learning, they're learning, but yeah, that was a best bowl to be in with John Singleton as a director that just basically kind of let me use my instincts, and hey, I was up to speed.
So, how did you get started doing your stand-up comedy?
Well, being a military brat, bouncing around from place to place, being born in Virginia, living in Seaside, California, Jamaica, Queens, New York, but residing in St. Louis and finishing, that part there, all those, seeing the world at a young age, seeing the different cultures, diverse, different people and families and schools and the way things are done. So I kind of just put all into a melting pot. But I always wanted to be a comedian. I always wanted to be an entertainer, to be on television and to entertain. Ever since I saw Sammy Davis Jr., a little black man with a lot of talent, and I was like, I got to get inside that TV, and I want to do what he's doing. So I always, kept my my scruples about myself and kind of the goal and the path that's what I want to do and still doing it.
Now, your first time on stage, how did that go for you?
Well, depends. First time telling jokes, because I was a pop locker. I was doing anything to get on stage. Uh, so the first time you get on stage, I mean, that's, of course, I'm going to be funny because I used to just talk about people. That was my thing. I didn't really have jokes. Just pick people and talked about them. Or I had some jokes that I, probably heard before and told, knock, knock, or this is something I heard on the show. But I had my only original self was me. Um, just using my mind, improvising and making a situation funny. Um, which was hosting talent shows and stuff like that. So that gave me the confidence. But the first time I tried to write jokes and get on stage, I was just okay. I wrote up a morbid story about a cat that I didn't like, and I, trying to raise a cat and trying to take care of him. Next thing you know, he ended up in a microwave, and and it didn't go over well.
It did go well.
No. So I just started, basically just, when I moved to LA, that's when I finally started to click as far as writing jokes. I met these guys named Arston Mitchell, but also met the great Robin Harris, who was a teacher. I just used to sit and watch him, and we had the same kind of style, so kind of just listened and with the late great Ronaldo Ray, good teachers, comedians, legends, and right place, right time. What I'm saying, I was in a good class. A bit of C. Martin Lawrence, and stuff like that. So I had good schoolmates to like. Okay, I got to get that job. Tommy Davidson, used to come around the weigh-ins. The Damien and his brother Keenan they used to drop by. David Allen Greer they used to come by the comedy club. So you would okay, whoa, I need to go to another gear. D.L. Higley. So all these, all these comedians that were on a nightly basis, you had to compete with.
Right.
Jamie Foxx.
That's awesome. Um, with the extensive filmography, including House Party and Takes from the Hood, which project stands out to you the most, and which one would be your favorite and why?
Say that again. Which one? Tales on the Hood, House Party, and which one?
Tales from the Hood.
Well, yeah, well, Tales from the Hood. I mean, House Party. I was just not really in it. I just showed up on the set, and House Party one. Robin Harris was there, and I was an extra sitting in the lunchroom. I kind of scooted myself into the scene and was looking back. House Party two, I wasn't in. I think that was a Pajama Jammy Jam. Um, and but House Party three, yeah, I just I was friends with Kid and Play, so I just went by the set and they just kind of wrote me into a scene. We talked about, hey, you can be in this scene, so got me some clothes. I think yeah, I was wearing my own clothes actually, using my own cell phone. So making up some stuff in that party scene. So that was that when he was getting married. Um, but that's that. But I would say Tales in the Hood. I mean, it's an iconic film. It's like one of a film that stands the test of time. It's like the number one horror film that people watch during Halloween, or when it comes to a black horror film that people remember. Oh, that scared me as a kid. And real written. Rusty Cundiff, who also wrote Sprung and cast me in Sprung as well. Hey, those were I would say Tales in the Hood over House Party.
Having performed stand up around the world, what's a unique and memorable experience you've had while connecting with diverse audiences?
Um, well, just I would say knowing that everybody is just has the same ideas. I mean, everybody gets old, everybody's young, and we all kind of have the same energy and appetite about things. At the end of the day, everybody's worried about their health, worried about their family, worried about their money. So, going over, traveling and, over the years, sometimes, I don't play a black or white situation where, hey, this is, or if you're Hispanic or if you're, Asian, what I'm saying? I don't play that. I play to, a situation which is what everybody worries about every day. You know what I'm saying? Family and stuff like that. So some worried about being married or in a relationship. So learning, that everybody goes through the same things.
Right. Now, when you were doing your stand up in different places, like I'm sure you had language barriers with some, like, but they still adored your craft. Like, how did that feel, knowing going to different places and getting that type of reaction?
What do you mean language barriers? What you talking about?
Like, if you go overseas
Uh,
and say they're speaking Spanish or Korean, but they still go to see you. Like, how did you get past that, and how did you feel?
well, I don't speak Korean or Asian or or a little bit of Spanish, a little bit of French. I took in school, but no, I mean most of the time I'm overseas. I'm performing for the troops, so primarily American crowds or Germany crowds that understand English. Um, and then for people that are abroad, some of the Koreans people they know the language, so you may have to slow it down a bit, like especially when you're overseas, you across the pond a bit. Sometimes black people want jokes fast. White people will listen, and and real white people are just sort of still. So it's almost like you can't have too much energy. You don't have too little energy. So it's just learn how to pace yourself. When you're overseas, because sometimes I talk real fast and people don't understand that. So the whole thing is they have to understand the joke for the joke to be funny. So some you have to articulate a little, or more, or slow your pace down.
Reflecting on your time with Def Comedy Jam, how do you think the comedy, especially for Black comedians?
Oh, Def Comedy Jam, it did a lot for a lot of comedians, a lot of their careers, the landscape that time. Rap was popular, so um, comedy came along, kind of balanced it out as far as probably I think gave Def Comedy Jam gave Def Jam I think his legs back, because Def Jam was doing his Def Jam thing, but with Def Comedy Jam, keeping the brand name out there and having both sides to play from. I mean, Russell Simmons was a genius with that. Having Def Comedy Jam, Def Jam. So you felt like an artist, but a comedian. You know what I mean? On the Def Jam label. So, but it impacted a lot of people's lives. And for me, is the first, should I say, warm upper, joke puncher upper for all the comedians. And I opened and warmed up the crowd for Martin, and also was the first headliner for for the main show on Def Jam. And I came to the era with Bernie Mac and them, so you just the names alone, you can tell. Um, mm, they still have
Yeah,
magnificent careers today.
that's right. You've been a part of TV shows like in, in Today's Blues, between stand up and television. Aspects of each do you enjoy most?
I enjoy stand up most of all. That's the true art form. That that you have to have that's a voice you don't need. I don't need a band. I don't need an instrument. I don't need anybody but myself and a microphone. And that's hard to do. You have to create all that. You're the editor, the writer, the producer, the director, all the characters. What I'm saying, in your scene. Um, and then to bring that out for television. I mean, that's you know it goes a longer way into people's homes streaming. You know what I mean? So I enjoy both worlds of it. As far as with movies that now come to television, and for television shows that kind of shape your people's lives. And so to me, um, I mean, I wouldn't take one over the other. You know what I'm saying? I like to be a movie star and a TV star. So and I like to use my talent in both realms.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Are there any upcoming projects or collaboration on the horizon that you're particularly excited about? And can you share that with us?
Yes, there's the Miles Davis project that I'm doing, Untitled Miles Davis project, in which I'm playing Miles. It's going to be a series, so you're going to show him in a good light. Um, you know, and then there's my channel that I'm building, the Joe Tube. So I'm inside the bunker right now. So the bunker, it's just I promote a lot of shows out of the bunker. So you'll be able to, cooking shows, Black Intelligence Channel, the House of Tory, There's On the Go with Joe. That's me everywhere that I've been for the last 35 or plus years. Like a behind the scene look at a bunch of stuff in life. And then my special that I'm doing. So I'm about to shoot the What the F. You know what I'm saying? So you can call it What the Funny or What the, but and then there's my also my comedy club. It's a TV show, my version of a round table called, the What the Fuck Comedy Club, Joe Torres. So you have Tiffany Haddish on there, Bill Bellamy, Joe Corey, Russell Peters, my brother, Said the Entertainer, Dory Hart for the first season. So get ready to look out for that.
Oh, that's going to be exciting. I can't wait.
Yeah. It's gonna be good.
Definitely can't wait. How do you think the landscape of comedy evolved over the years?
Yeah, landscape, of comedy has evolved, but just because of social media, now that you're able to, different people are getting into our profession, learning that it's not easy, but you have a lot of should I say, performers or internet performers that are taking the stage or forced to take the stage because they're funny in these skits, and people want to see, are they a comedian or what they have to offer in real life. And to me, that's using your talent to evolve and to feed your family, as long as you're doing it correctly. I mean, there is it. So you have different actors and stuff that that are in sports announcers and interviewers or getting to the stage of comedy, getting their chops up, either thinking they're funny or using the stage to enhance their talent. So I mean, to me, that's how it's evolving. So people are thinking they can do it. Some are good and some of them not.
In your comedy, you often touch on society issues. How do you use your humor to challenge stereotypes and bring awareness to important issues?
Yeah. Well, I choose my poison. You know what I'm saying? Or I choose my battles when it comes to attacking the issues that the world it's seemingly affecting. And then if I don't have a complete answer, or I can't bring it to you in a humorous way, I stay away from it. Because you never know what somebody's going through and where they see it out of, and where how it attack them, so or how it affects them. So things that I don't really have a experience in, and I haven't done my research about, I don't even touch. But the things that are out there, like COVID, pandemic, the black on black crime, and things that that relationships, and schools. I'm saying, not the education that they're not teaching us, that they're taking our black history out of, stuff like that. I attack those issues. Things that I think that make you go home and think about it and make you want to change your life. So and the being obese, kids with mental health problems. What I'm saying, and why they have them. So those things that I know that's happening because I have kids. and then and I'm still in that era, but to seeing it, so I attack it on that era. Now when it comes to wars and stuff like that, my father fought in some wars. My brother fought in war. My father fought in Vietnam, 2 tours. My brother did 5 tours, Afghanistan, Iraq, all that stuff. So I can speak from that issue when it comes to military, or from that aspect of having somebody fighting in a war. So to be affected and have a family affected by that, so I can speak on those things. But otherwise, if it's not affecting me directly, well, I kind of stay away from it.
How do you engage with and give back to your community, particularly in like St. Louis, where your
Mm.
roots are deeply rooted?
Yeah, I mean, that's the Give Back Love Foundation, which is my foundation, which I have. We're changing our whole aspect on how we want to affect the community. My first time when I started, we want to affect the education, the culture, and the social needs of the community through the kids. But now, like I said, I want to focus on the mental health of the kids now. So, because I think this new Zen whatever going on, millennials to Gen Zs or whatever they want to call them, yeah, I think they're being misguided, and I think it's a mental problem that that needs to be addressed. I mean, the kids should be stronger mentally and physically, these days. And it's like they're finding ways to don't want to compete in the world mentally, and losing their spirit. People that taking more drugs than ever. And I'm like, so to me, I want to focus on that. Because I did a lot, for giving schools or giving kids school books and making sure they had supplies to go to school. Back in the day, and make sure they had haircuts and health screens and stuff like that. So I was a big supporter of making sure that kids are prepared. So now it's just like, okay, what do they do when they get to school, and mentally are they ready to adapt and learn?
You are bringing something to help get that, um,
Aware, yeah,
yeah, get that
attention,
awareness.
get that attention, aware,
Well,
awareness to that issue.
comedy often reflects personal growth. How has your journey as a comedian shaped you as an individual, and what lessons have you learned along the way?
Well, comedy means my therapy. That's I take it on stage and get it out. So it's I don't need a therapist. I go on stage and talk about it. You laughing about it, you must be going through it too. So it helps me laugh, because laughter is healing. So to me, seeing people, and hearing people say, man, I'm going through the same stuff, or that was funny, or I mean, you like you peeping in my house, or I got the same kind of kids you have. To me, that's that's what I use as far as my therapy, and watching people be healed by it, and using it as a tool, and that's what helped me grow to understand that when I hear myself tell my jokes, it's like, man, sometimes I may be sounding like my father. You know what I mean? So from a different point of view, me talking about it helps me grow and helps me understand my family, myself, and other people's situations.
Right. Well, thank you so much for gracing keeping it a bando with Hype Magazine. It's been a true honor. Is there anything that you would like to tell upcoming comedians or artists?
Yeah, I mean, for any artist or comedian, you have to put your work in every day. It's time is only in your mind. You know what I mean? And I wouldn't waste time. Should I say, consuming something that's not going to make you better.
Right. Well, thank you again. Can you let everyone know where they can follow you so that they can keep up with the bunker and the other channels that and platforms that you have coming out?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm on IG, Joe Torrey with the blue check, at Facebook, Twitter, and my Joe Torrey TV. So JoeTorrey.tv. It's a placeholder up there right now, but that's where all the action is going to start popping off for the Joe too. But for now, you can go to my pages every day. I'm there, um, giving you a little bit and piece of what's to come.
Well, again, thank you for keeping it a bando with Lizzie Ayo and the Hype Magazine.
Hey, 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 root to the Q's rule.
Until next time,
Until next time. Thank you.
thank you.